Crypto Daybook Americas, XRP, AI coins big moves while Bitcoin and Stasis ahead of CPI. Day ahead look for January 15, 2025 by Omkar Godbole. Oliver Knight edited by Aoyon Ashraf January 15, 2025, 12:01 p.m. UTC. By Omkar Godbole, all times ET unless indicated otherwise. The market is about to be hit with the first big U.S. economic event of 2025. December CPI data. With hawkish Fed fears in the air and Bitcoin strengthening its correlation with tech stocks, Wednesday's report becomes even more significant for the digital assets market. The stalled liquidity inflows through stablecoins have also raised question marks on the sustainability of price recovery from under $90,000, and traders are preparing for potential downside volatility by adding short-dated puts. Powered by 00:02/18:45105 crypto heading into the sunshine in 2025. STLP0. Phil. Hashtag FF3E5F. .ST1 Phil. Hashtag FEF. .ST2 Phil. Hashtag FF3E5F. Shared ALSX. 1. Isolation. Isolate. .CLSX. 2. Phil. Hashtag FF3E5F. .CLSX. 3. Phil. Hashtag FFF. Next day, here's what experts are saying about the upcoming event. QCP Capital in crypto. Cautious sentiment is evident in BTC options flows, with puts rolled below the key $90,000 support. Front-end vols and flies remain elevated, while the VIX stays high at 18.68, suggesting volatility to persist through January. Jeffrey Chen, author of the Fidenza macro blog, The Rising Markets in November, and the lifting of election uncertainty, pushed business confidence higher, resulting in stronger data. The front-loading of goods imports and the raising of prices to get ahead of tariffs may have also contributed to higher PMIs. On top of that, oil has woken up and rallied over 10% from its December levels, reinforcing the stagflation regime. None of this bodes well for CPI tomorrow, January 15th, and the FOMC later this month. These risk events may surprise towards hawkish and stagflationary outcomes, putting more pressure on risk assets. Marcus Thielen, founder of 10x Research Bitcoin, continues to trade within a narrowing wedge, with several critical catalysts on the horizon. Expectations for a higher CPI number have risen, creating a scenario where a softer-than-expected inflation reading could trigger a Bitcoin rally. Focus on XRP and AIXRP surged to $2.90 early today, matching the December high with technical analysis suggesting a continued run higher. Meanwhile, according to Wintermute, dip buyers have been active in AI coins, namely FAI, Grass, Virtual, AI16Z, and TAO. These coins, therefore, could chalk out bigger gains in case the CPI spurs renewed risk-taking in financial markets. What to watch? CryptoJan. 15. Deegan liquidity mining airdrop. The last snapshot was taken at the end of January 14th, UTC. January 15th. Mintlayer version 1.0.0 release. The mainnet upgrade introduces atomic swaps, enabling native BTC cross-chain swaps. January 17. Oral arguments at the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit in Kalshi X LLC v. CFTC, where the CFTC is appealing the District Court's September 12, 2024 ruling favoring Kalshi's congressional control contracts. January 23. First deadline for a decision by the U.S. SEC on the proposal filed on December 3, 2024 by NYSE Arca to list and trade shares of Grayscale Solana Trust, GSOL, a closed-end trust, as an ETF. January 25. First deadline for decisions by the U.S. SEC on the proposals for 4 new spot Solana SOL ETFs. Bitwise Solana ETF, Canary Solana ETF, 21 shares Core Solana ETF, and VanEck Solana Trust, which are all sponsored by CBOE BZX Exchange. Macrojan. 15, 2 a.m. The UK's Office for National Statistics released December 2024's inflation data. Core inflation rate MOM Act. 0.3% versus previous 0%. Inflation rate MOM Act. 0.3% versus 0.1%. Core inflation rate YOY Act. 3.2% versus previous 3.5%. Inflation rate YOY Act. 2.5% versus previous 2.6%. January 15th, 8:30 a.m. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, BLS, releases December 2024's Consumer Price Index summary. Core inflation rate MOM estate 0.2% versus previous 0.3%. Core inflation rate YoY estate 3.3% versus previous 3.3%. Inflation rate MOM estate 0.3% versus previous 0.3%. Inflation rate YoY estate 2.8% versus previous 2.7%. January 16, 2 a.m. The UK's Office for National Statistics November 2024's GDP estimate. GDP MOM estate 0.2% versus previous 0.1%. GDP YoY previous 1.3%. January 16, 8:30 a.m. The U.S. Department of Labor releases the Unemployment Insurance Weekly Claims Report for the week ending on January 11. Initial jobless claims estate 214K versus previous 201K. January 17, 5 a.m. Eurostat releases December 2024's Eurozone inflation data. Inflation rate MOM final estate 0.4% versus previous 0.3%. Core inflation rate YoY final estate 2.7% versus previous 2.7%. Inflation rate YoY final estate 2.4% versus previous 2.2%. Token Events Governance Votes and Calls Compound DAO is discussing strategies to grow its treasury. The proposal seeks $9.5 million of ETH and $5 million of comp, which would be used to generate a yield and boost its USDC holdings. Balancer DAO is discussing deploying the V3 version of its platform on Layer 2 network base. If approved, Balancer expects deployment by the end of January. Unlocks Jan. 15. Connex, ONX, to unlock 376% of its circulating supply, worth $84.50 million. January 16. Arbitrum, ARB, to unlock 2.2% of its circulating supply, worth $68 million. January 18. Ondo, ONDO, to unlock 134% of its circulating supply, worth $2.19 billion. Token launches Jan. 15. Derive, DRV, will launch, with 5% of supply going to Senna stackers. January 16. Solier Layer, to host token sale followed by 5 months of points farming. January 17. Solve Protocol, SOLV, to be listed on Binance. Conferences. Day 10 of 14, Starknet, and Ethereum Layer 2, is holding its Winter Hackathon, online. Day 3 of 12, Swiss Web 3 Fest Winter Edition 2025, Zug, Zurich, St. Moritz, Davos, January 17th, Unchained. Blockchain Business Forum 2025, Los Angeles, January 18th. Bitcoin Day, Naples, Florida, January 20 to 24. World Economic Forum Annual Meeting, Davos Clusters, Switzerland, January 21st. Frankfurt Tokenization Conference 2025 Jan. 25 to 26. Katstanbul 2025, Istanbul. The first community conference for Jupiter, a decentralized exchange, DEX, aggregator built on Solana. Jan 30 to 31. Plan B Forum, San Salvador, El Salvador, February 3rd. Digital Assets Forum, London, February 18 to 20. Consensus Hong Kong Token Talk by Oliver Knight Toshi, a memecoin on Layer 2 network base, has risen by more than 70% in the past 24 hours after it was added to Coinbase future listing roadmap. Toshi's market cap has now topped $100 million. Non-fungible token, NFT, trading volume fell by 19% in 2024 compared to the previous year, making it the worst performing year since 2020, a DappRadar report shows. The Ondo community are bracing for mammoth $2.2 billion token unlock this week as circulating supply is set to jump by 134%. The majority of supply has been allocated to ecosystem growth. However, $377 million will be distributed to participants of a private sale. Unlocks of this magnitude typically heap pressure on the underlying asset, although a significant increase in short positions could spur a short squeeze, a trend that has been seen since 2023. Binance Alpha has posted a new batch of projects that are being considered for listing on the exchange. These include Vita, Grift, Vita Monica. The latter two are AI agent tokens. Derivatives positioning XLM has seen a 27% surge in perpetual futures open interest, the highest among major tokens, with cumulative volume delta pointing to net buying pressure. The combination supports an extension of the past 24 hours' 11% price rise. Large positive dealer gamma is seen at $97,000, according to Deribit's options market. Positive gamma means market makers will likely trade against the market direction, arresting price volatility. In ETH's case, a large negative gamma is seen closer to its going market rate, suggesting potential for increased price turbulence. Front-dated risk reversals continue to show bias for BTC, ETH puts. Notable block flows include a long BTC straddle, involving $97,000 options expiring on January 24. The strategy profits from a volatility explosion. Market movements. BTC is up 0.51% from 4 p.m. Eastern Time Tuesday to $96,951.13, 24 hours. Plus 0.4%. ETH is down 0.24% to $3,207.75, 24 hours. Minus 0.37%. CoinDesk 20 is up 1.88% to $3,546.65, 24 hours. Plus 2.35%. Ether staking yield is unchanged at 3.12%. BTC funding rate is at 0.0059%, 6.49% annualized. On Binance DXY is down 0.23% to 109.02. Gold is up 1.28% to $2,646.45 per oz. Silver is up 2.16% to $30.78 per oz. Nikkei 225 closed on Tuesday unchanged at 38. 444.58. Hang Seng closed plus 0.34% at 19. 286.07. FTSE is up 0.74% to 8,262.35 euro stocks. 50 is up 0.34% at 4. 997.65. DJIA closed plus 0.52% at 42. 518.28. S&P 500 closed plus 0.11% at 5. 842.91. Nasdaq closed minus 0.23% at 19. 044.39. S&P/TSX Composite Index closed plus 0.21% at 24. 588.60. S&P 40 Latin America closed plus 0.69% at 2. 207.79. U.S. 10-year Treasury is down 2 bps to 4.77%. E-mini S&P 500 futures are up 0.16% to 5. 891.50. E-mini Nasdaq 100 futures are up 0.22% to 20. 965.25. E-mini Dow Jones Industrial Average Index futures are up 0.2% at 42. 836.00. Bitcoin stats. BTC dominance. 58.21. Ethereum to Bitcoin ratio. 0.033 hash rate. 7-day moving average 790 EH/S hash price. Spot $55.2 total fees. 6.54 BTC/CME futures open interest. 177,355 BTC priced in gold. 36.1 Oz BTC versus gold market cap. 10.26%. Technical analysis. XMR's price chart. TradingView/CoinDesk. The above chart shows privacy-focused cryptocurrencies' weekly price changes in a candlestick pattern since late 2020. XMR recently broke out of a prolonged consolidation/basing pattern and has validated the same with the bullish retest of the breakout point. Now, the market may unleash the energy built during consolidation, taking prices higher to resistance at $289, the April 2022 high. Crypto Equities MicroStrategy, MSTR closed on Tuesday at $342.17, plus 4.19%, down 0.51%, at $340.44 in pre-market. Coinbase Global, Coin closed at $255.37, plus 1.66%, down 0.17% at $254.93 in pre-market. Galaxy Digital Holdings, GLXY closed at $26.60, plus 2.15%. Mara Holdings, Mara closed at $17.36, plus 0.99%, unchanged in pre-market. Riot Platforms. Riot closed at $12.24, plus 3.99%, down 0.25% at $12.21 in pre-market. Core Scientific, CORZ closed at $13.91, plus 2.2%, up 1.51% at $14.12 in pre-market. CleanSpark, CLSK closed at $10.35, plus 1.57%, down 0.39% at $10.31 in pre-market. CoinShares Valkyrie Bitcoin Miners ETF, WGMI closed at $23.07, plus 3.83%. Semler Scientific, SMLR closed at $54.93, plus 4.23%, up 0.31% at $55.10 in pre-market. Exodus Movement, EXOD closed at $33.07, minus 1.52%, down 1.66% at $32.52 in pre-market. ETF Flows Spot BTC ETFs. Daily net flow, minus $209.80 million. Cumulative net flows, $35.71 billion. Total BTC holdings, 1.131 million. Spot ETH ETFs daily net flow, minus $39.40 million. Cumulative net flows, $2.41 billion. Total ETH holdings, 3.540 million. Source, Farside Investors. As of January 14, overnight flows chart of the day. WBTC. The amount of assets held by whales in a given day. Into the block, TradingView, cryptocurrency whales continue to run down their holdings of wrapped Bitcoin, WBTC, an Ethereum token intended to represent Bitcoin on the Ethereum-based DeFi applications. The balance held by whales has dropped to 70.33k WBTC, the lowest in over 4 years. While you were sleeping, stalled stablecoin supply casts doubt on BTC's bullish recovery as U.S. inflation report looms. CoinDesk Bitcoin's recovery above $90,000 hints at bullish potential. However, declining stablecoin inflows signal weaker liquidity, increasing the likelihood of volatility following today's U.S. retail inflation, CPI, data release. Thailand mulls allowing first Bitcoin ETF in bid to boost sector. Bloomberg. Thailand's SEC is considering allowing Bitcoin ETFs to boost its digital assets hub ambitions. Its Secretary General said the country must adapt to growing global cryptocurrency adoption while ensuring investor protections. Crypto hedge funds had a great 2024, but failed to beat Bitcoin. Bloomberg. Crypto hedge funds gained 40% in 2024, according to the VisionTrack Composite Index, but trailed Bitcoin's 120% surge to over $100,000. Investor sentiment was boosted by optimism around Trump's pro-crypto stance. U.K. Inflation eases and boost to rate cut chances. The Wall Street Journal. UK consumer inflation eased to 2.5% year-over-year in December, down from 2.6% in November. The slowdown boosts expectations for further BOE rate cuts, though inflation remains above the 2% target. South Korean investigators arrest impeached President Yoon in insurrection probe. Reuters. Impeached South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol, the first sitting president arrested, was taken into custody Wednesday on insurrection charges. The Constitutional Court is deliberating whether to uphold his impeachment or reinstate him. Emerging market stock slide on Trump tariff threats and strong dollar. Financial Times. The MSCI Emerging Markets Index, tracking $7.6 trillion in stocks, is down over 10% since October 2nd, as fears of Trump's inflationary policies, higher trade tariffs, and rising U.S. Treasury yields drive investor exits. The Ether.